Well, it's hard to believe that another year has come and gone, but here we are at the end of 2025, and it's time to highlight my top favorite fixed blades of the year. We've been doing this for years now, and it's just a blast to kind of go down memory lane and look at all the fixed blades that we tested and reviewed throughout the year, starting January 1st, 2025 through till this point, and highlighting with you why they were good and why they connected with me in different ways. And we have super budget friendly, we have ultra premium, we have compact EDC, super large survival, tactical, you name it, across the spectrum. So we're gonna have a blast today as we unpack these tools and have a fun trip down memory lane. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is Gideon's Tactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. Now, we're gonna kick things off with a user-recommended blade. Early in the year, you guys suggested that I pick this tool up. I did, thoroughly tested it, and it might not be fancy, but this is the best budget American-made fixed blade that we tested out this year, and with a simple drill mod, it's basically unbeatable. It is the Cabela's bushcraft chopper. And there are several attributes that really make this knife work. At 7 inches of blade length and made out of 5160 high carbon spring steel, it means it's tough, it's durable, you can really use the heck out of it, use it to split, to baton through wood, to be able to chop and delimb, but because it has a very high flat grind that transitions into a full flat grind tip, means that it's really slicey for how big it is. A lot of knives in this arena have much lower, thicker grinds and just are good at chopping and splitting, but not at cutting and carving. This can do both really well. Out of that, you have a 90-degree spine so that you can scrape, start fires, and use it in that capacity. And then we have contoured bolt-on micarta handle scales, and those just really fill out the hand nicely. Now, this is the only area where you're gonna have to mod it. If you prefer lanyards on larger knives, which I do, it does not come with a lanyard hole. So I had to punch a hole with my drill. Thankfully, the handle is skeletonized, so it's pretty easy to do, but that is a little mod you're gonna need to do. And then finally, it comes with a good ambidextrous Kydex sheath that you don't need to mod. And because I paid around 120 bucks for this, you get a lot of performance without having to break the bank, all USA made. Now I know that it's similar to the Dart, but go watch my full review. I have full reviews on all of these. I will try to tag as many as I can, or you can just search them. Also, be aware that the smaller version of that tool is not good. I did not give that version a good review. So that's the model of the whole bushcraft line that I would recommend that makes this list. The other ones, got some stuff going on there. And to be clear, no company has paid or sponsored to be on this list. This is purely my opinion based off of my experience over the past year testing out these blades, and I want to share the cream of the crop with you guys. Now, I do have affiliate links to not only my Amazon store, but also several other distributors, including Knife Center, Blade HQ, DLT Trading, and many more. That is popping up here. It's in the description box below. So at any point in time, if one of these tools pops out to you, you can check those links in the description box below. And I will be having chapters in the timeline so you can hop around or go back if you want to rewatch a particular tool that stood out to you. Now guys, don't be fooled by this next blade, because even though it's the smallest on our list today, it punches way above its weight class, and it is the best pocket carry EDC fixed blade that I tested out this year. And it is the White River Knives made, Smith & Sons designed Axiom. This little tool is made out of magnacut steel, and it just has such organic lines. And what I really like about it is that the very high saber grind is able to be used in so many different applications. Yes, you can absolutely do game processing, which is actually what it was originally designed for, cleaning a fish, doing that type of stuff, but cardboard cutting, cordage, using it as if it were a pocket knife, and getting a lot of precision cuts done. But because of the high saber grind, right around 1/8 of an inch thick, it's still very slicey. And the micarta, this is the burlap micarta edition, man, just fills out the hand. And so many compact fixed blades, your pinky will end up falling off, or there's different things. This, I have full grip with my large size hands with 3 1/4 knuckle span. When I go like this, it's 3 1/4. So as you're seeing all these videos or all these blades, that's just so you know, got full real estate, full engagement there. And the magnacut is some of the best HRC around, 62 to 64 HRC. And you're gonna be getting a excellent Kydex sheath with tension screw. Now it comes with a belt clip that you pass your belt through. I opted to mod an ULTICLIP onto it. If you're gonna be doing pocket carry, ULTICLIP in my opinion is the way to go. I'll try and have one popping up if you're interested. This is the 3.3. I always get that question as well. It's so slim, even though it's a pancake, it's so compact, lightweight, fits in the pocket, and it's under 200 bucks. I mean, all of that for a pocket-ready EDC carry means that it absolutely takes the cake this year, in that category, of course. Now, this next knife is probably the biggest surprise of the entire year, and it comes down to one word: Walmart. Yeah, this knife, you can only get it through Walmart. Having done this for over a decade, I never thought the day would come where we would have a section for the best Walmart knife. And we'll get to that in just a second, but I need to wet my whistle here. Guys, having access to hydration on trail without having to rely on some cumbersome water bladder is just a godsend, and why I continually trust my hard side hydration swig rig and ultralight swig rig systems going on a couple years now, and why they're a great sponsor here at the channel, because this American-based company has come up with a solution that for years we were looking for. Bam, here comes hard side hydration with a detachable, easy to clean hose that then attaches to your wide mouth Nalgene's and other water bottles, or to 28 millimeter smart bottles and things of that nature. That's what I'm kind of rocking here today, and it just makes it very streamlined. All right, Dad, why do you use the ultralight system then? Why not the Nalgene?
This is lighter.
So that is lighter.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Right?
No, of course.
And I don't need, yeah, this is perfect amount of water I need, and it's lighter weight, and I can throw this bottle away and buy a new one for nothing.
And then this year they came out with their nano filter, giving you complete inline filtration, being able to scoop up dirty water and just hit the trail and keep on trekking, which just makes for an even more enjoyable and extends the distance of trail hikes that you can do, because you don't have to carry as much weight in your pack with extra water. So guys, there's a link popping up. It's in the description box below, and I have my exclusive 10% off promo code, which will save you guys a little extra cash. They make great gift items here around the holidays, but also are excellent tools for yourself so that you can stay hydrated on all of your adventures. When it comes to fixed blades, it's been Swiss Tech, and I've reviewed a few this year that were just mind-blowingly capable for their value, and it was really hard for me to choose, but I came down on this blade right here, the Swiss Tech haltbar. And this tool is kind of taken from the idea of like a sailor knife, a traditional sailor knife, but this is what you get. When I bought it, I paid 50 bucks for it. Shortly after, it jumped to 62, but for $62, VG10 steel at a whopping 0.2 stock thickness. This thing is a robust stainless steel beast with a full flat grind, so it's very capable but very durable. And then a nice large handle with pinned in micarta handle scales that are contoured, rounded, has a lanyard hole, and hasn't shifted or moved with all the hard abuse that I put this knife through. And then you top it all off with a decently built leather sheath that has a removable top snap and then a belt clip on the back. I mean, put a different name brand on this and this thing is going for over 100 bucks, guys. And it is wild, the capability that this tool really has, and has a traditional feel and not a mass-produced feel to the design, which is something so wild you can only get through one of the most mass-produced box stores on planet Earth, Walmart. Leave a comment below on what you think about the Swiss Tech lineup of fixed blades. How have they been performing for you? And guys, throughout this video, please leave comments, questions. I'm gonna do my best to respond, and share what your top fixed blades that you have used, carried this year. I always appreciate feedback, and I've discovered so many awesome blades because of you. Now, I tested out several blades with a Scandi grind this year, but if you were to ask me what is the best Scandi knife I tested, it's a no-brainer for me. It's this tool right here, which looks like it belongs on the hip of someone fighting in the French and Indian War. Last of the Mohicans level. This is the Knives by Nuge Bruin with a 0 degree Scandi grind and built out of CPM 3V steel. Guys, this thing is epic. Literally, when a knife speaks to you on a level, not only in performance and it's a tool that gets the job done, but then connects with you, teleports you. Oftentimes it feels almost to like another time and place. There's something special, and that is exactly how this knife felt when I first picked it up at Blade Show. Got to speak with the owner, Thomas. This is a small company making them all, and this, I was like, I got to get my hands on one of these and test them, and thankfully I was able to, and guys, I was blown away. With a 90-degree spine, very thin, but because of the CPM 3V, it means it's very tough and durable as well, being able to handle quite a lot of abuse. Being just under 4 inches of blade length means that it's quick, nimble, light, and easy to do fine work, but also a little bit heavier tasks as well. And probably the best part, if you like the profile, but you're just not a big fan of Scandi grinds, these are available with a high saber grind option as well, and a few different steel choices to choose from, along with not only micarta, but also G10 handle scale options, meaning that there's quite a bit of customization available with these when batches drop. And these are made in small batches here in the US by Thomas, and you're gonna get also an excellent American-made leather sheath. You may be like, what the heck is this thing? It's the best fixed blade accessory that I saw and tested this year. I'll get to that in just a second. But the leather sheath just kind of takes the cake and adds to the rustic vibe, but it's also just very capable, all American-made tool. And if you're looking for a premium Scandi knife, it is an absolute no-brainer. Now, what the heck are these? This is the Dirk, and it is a sheath adapter from a company based out of Tennessee called Full Tang Tactical. And I first saw them, again, at Blade Show and was shocked. I was like, what is this? And it's a piece of Kevlar and Cordura and some nylon that is pancaked together. So it's just 2 pieces right there with shock cord and then a Velcro strap and some other pass-throughs that allows you to now adapt to not only polymer and Kydex sheaths, but what I have actually found it very useful for is adapting really high quality leather sheaths that have good tension and friction, that Bruin's not coming out, and knives like it, but now I can make it MOLLE compatible. This I can run through any PALS webbing, chest pack, backpack, tack belt, you name it, and now I can attach it not only vertical, but I can also do it horizontal with the pass-throughs. I just ran it right there through that. I've attached it to Benchmade leather sheaths with cross-draw option only, and it just takes it to a whole nother level that you can adapt not only leather, but polymer sheaths as well, and carry them both vertical and horizontal on multiple lashing platforms. So guys, if you're interested in that, that is included in the description box as well. That is an excellent adapter. If you have several fixed blades and you like carrying them in different locations, highly recommend you check it out. Now our next one is the best comeback story. You know, some knives, they have a shelf life. They exist for a while, they're popular, and then they just kind of fade off and ride into the sunset. And I have felt that way for the last few years about the Gerber Strongarm. When it was first released, around $55 is what I originally paid. It's got to be close to a decade now. It was phenomenal. American-made, 420 HC, tough as nails. Yes, you had to work with the edge a little bit. It didn't hold its edge very long, but that went through the gauntlet of YouTubers all those years ago and survived. I still have that original one that you're seeing in this video that survived about 10 different YouTubers trying to break it and just kept on ticking. But it's gone up in price, and just other blades have come along, and it's kind of like, I mean, it's all right, I guess it's there, but it's just kind of whatever. Well, this year, Gerber decided to slap magnacut steel, the most desirable steel basically of the 2020s so far, and still make it in the US. In their comment section, they claimed a 63 to 64 HRC, which is bonkers. And you may be saying to yourself, okay, well, like, what does it cost? Like 300 bucks? Because that's kind of usually what magnacut goes for a knife of this size. I paid 160 for this. When I'm making the video, they're on sale in a few places for 130. So it's not only a comeback story and the best comeback story of the year, because it put it right back at the forefront, because the edge geometry on my model, it's a factory blade, so not everyone might be like as beautifully ground as mine, but wow, crazy sharp. and holding its edge like it should. Tough, durable, but it's one of the cheapest magnacut USA made blades you can find. The only one that I'm aware of that's cheaper is the camp version of this magnacut, which is about $150 normally. When I'm making the video, it was on sale, I saw, for $125. $125 for magnacut. So great comeback story. If they can continue to keep this at a reasonable price point, you know, under the $200 price point for the foreseeable future, that will be mind-boggling and puts the Gerber Strongarm back in the list of like some of the best kind of combat field utility knives around, because the value to steel, to performance, to the tried and true design just absolutely slap, as the kids say. Is 6'7" so? Our next category is the best redesign of the year. You know, sometimes design comes out and it's got really good guts to it, but there's definitely some issues with it. Some companies just throw it on the trash heap and move on. Others hear the user feedback, fine-tune the design, and when they get it right the second time around, it is a treat. And that is where the BPS knives made, Dutch bushcraft knives designed, the DBK guys here on YouTube, awesome. If you're not following them, subscribe to them. I'll try and link their channel. Those guys are awesome. They designed the bushmate. Now, I reviewed the original, and it had good guts to it, but I found several issues not only with the sheath execution, the grind, and the pinned-in handles shifted around a lot, and you couldn't do anything about it. Well, this year, they heard all the feedback from users like you and me, and they put in bolt-on handles, dropped the grind into a Scandi grind, and readapted the sheath. And now, guys, this thing is 50 bucks. That's what I bought it for. 50 bucks for this blade is mind-blowing. For a Ukrainian-made tool that has a Scandi grind, 90-degree edge, 1066 steel. It's tough. It's a simple carbon that you can easily resharpen. You will have to do that quite a bit. Speaking of which, if you're curious about a good field sharpener, I'll have one popping up. It's the Work Sharp field sharpener. It's a no-brainer. I hone literally hundreds of blades a year on my work sharpeners that I have. I think I'll try to pop that up. And if you have friends or family who love blades, they make great gifts. I've gifted away, I don't know, maybe a dozen at this point at least. But with high quality leather, you know, bolt on, I mean, just all the attributes. And I like the rustic kind of feel. You know, in the 21st century, you have so much like tech and polymers and synthetic things that go around us and are in our lives now. It's great to feel something that's like natural and tactile, but then just as a good working tool that you can use the heck out of. And on top of that, it's just a very good value. So the best update of the year is the 2.0 version of the Bushmate by BPS Knives. And it's so funny that just an inanimate piece of metal that has been sharpened brings so much joy and connection and something that we obsess over as knife lovers. It's just really funny if you actually take a second, take a breath, and think about it. So how do you really morph carryability, but also capability? You know, this is what we think of with a fixed blade, this big old honking survival knife, but this isn't practical to carry on you when you go run an errand to Home Depot and, you know, live life. And little compact EDC pocket fixed blades are very trendy, cool. I like them. I've started using them a lot more, but they are very petite, small, compact, and don't give you like the full that a fixed blade does. So the category that we have this year is the best go anywhere fixed blade. And you guys can't get enough of this blade because every time it shows up in the background of a video or I'm talking about an ULTICLIP on a short or something, you guys are like, what knife is that? And that's why I feel like it really fits this category. It is the Architect AK 3.5. Now, the 3.5 has a 3.5-inch blade, but what makes it a little unique is that the handle is a full-size fixed blade handle. It's not small, it's not compact. This tool is way larger than the Axiom, which is great for little pocket EDC, but you can just see there, it dwarfs it. This is the same size as like a full belt knife handle, but you're getting a much more compact, more carryable, possibly even more acceptable in certain places where you live, blade length to have on you at all times. So you're getting the durability of a fixed blade, you're getting the girth and handle grip for real leverage, real use that a true full-size fixed blade gives you, but a blade that is able to be carried in just a more compact way. It's a little too big for pocket carry on the regular for me personally. It's best suited like on the belt, but you could wedge it in there. And so for that reason, you may actually find yourself carrying a fixed blade of this size and using it more often than almost any of the other blades on this list. And because of that 3.5-inch blade, 1/8 of an inch thick, high flat or saber grind, it just means that it has a lot of crossover capability. And add to that, the Architect knives, they're built here in the USA. You can customize the steel. They have 1095 all the way through magnacut. My version is S35 VN, and makes it one of the most functional, carryable tools in our lineup today. Now, we tested out a lot of survival knives this year, but if you were to ask me what the best one is, it is the World Shaker Earth Breaker TRC Apocalypse. So well named. And if you were to tell me that we had to pick a knife that was going to help us survive the end of the world, you would be hard pressed to find a tool that had the appropriate dimensions, quality, and materials like this Apocalypse. With about 7 inches of blade length, you have piercing capability with the clip and the swedging, and the excellent, strong, durable, but penetrating tip. But then you have the ability to do woodsworking and chopping and splitting for shelter building and fire prep and whatever you needed to do in that level as well. And then you have a choil that is well balanced so that I can get up and do finer carving work and things like that, not just ward off the zombie apocalypse that's coming towards us. And then the contoured handle with ribbed micarta that is tubed attached flow-through construction. And that LMAX steel, it's gonna hold at edge, it's tough, it's durable, it's rust resistant, that insane wash. There's lots of different variants. This is their Apocalypse acid wash. Heck yeah. Well balanced enough to be quick in the hand, but very capable with heavier duty tasks. Kydex sheath, ambidextrous. I mean, it's one and done. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty penny. I think they're pushing around $500. But guys, if you are looking for a tool, one and done, and you're thinking, I need an Apocalypse knife, look no further. This easily took the cake this year. That's pretty rare in the fixed blade arena to find something truly unique, different than anything that you've seen before. It mainly just comes down to steel and, you know, blade shapes and handle shapes. You can mess around a lot more with pocket knives and do a lot of different unique things with pocket clips and, you know, locking mechanisms and a lot of stuff there. But at the end of the day, a fixed blade is a fixed blade. So when the Olive Knives Arbor with their Fibonacci grind came onto the scene this year, it was something truly unique, not only for the year, but in over a decade of testing out blades and handling hundreds and hundreds of fixed blades. And what this blade does, instead of having a standard flat or saber grind or a convex grind, they have followed the Fibonacci mathematical equation, which is like a perfect symmetry equation of math, to put small stepped grinds, micronic adjustments in a mathematical way all the way up, allowing it to give you the durability of a convex grind, but the ease of resharpening of a standard V grind type of knife. And it has this really interesting, unique capability, great for like food prep or things that you're gonna stick to because of the little tiny adjustments in the levels of the steel. Means that stuff doesn't stick to the blade, it falls off and parts through. And it's just a very unique way to have a camp knife. It's designed perfectly as a camp knife, made out of premium LMAX steel, has a 90-degree spine so it throws sparks. And now, at the end of the year, they actually just released, I have the flow-through tubed kind of pinned handles, but they now have flow-through removable scales as well. They just recently released this. We'll be doing a dedicated video on this in 2026. But now you have two kind of options and choices to choose from and really get into, if you're really into knives and you want something just different and unique, something truly one of a kind. All right, guys, here we are coming to the end with one more blade to go. The cream of the crop, I'm gonna say that, the cream of the crop of this entire list, because it gives performance, capability, value, and I guess a little self-serving, you could say, not, almost unbeknownst to me, had some input in the redesign. And the knife that I'm talking about is the Off-Grid Knives Tracker X3, the third variant of their Tracker series. Now, if you're not familiar with Off-Grid Knives, they're an American-based company. They OEM most of their stuff over in Taiwan. This is a Taiwanese-made blade. Now, I reviewed the Tracker X2, and that was a great tool. I was thoroughly impressed for what I paid for it. There were a few critiques that I had, mainly that I would have preferred a high saber versus a full flat, and that the handle was kind of a little short and a little blocky. And then I actually found out that they watched that video, heard that feedback, and tweaked the design, and then released the Tracker 3. And they literally did everything that I suggested. They said, cool, no problem, we're gonna contour. Apparently, everything you said in that video, apparently we're gonna do it, because they contoured the handle. So now the handle is large, full. Look at how much real estate is there. It's a G10 honeycomb, but it's not sharp or anything like that. Removable scales, all of it, right? Good little bird beak, perfect shoulders, excellent, right? And they extended the handle over the last generation. So you have some backup capability, but then you can choke up and really get to work and do fine detail. And then they extended the blade a little bit and brought in a very high saber grind, still giving you tons of belly, a pretty precise tip, which I was shocked by, survived our tip test because this is sporting cryo D2 steel that I believe they do 61 HRC. I can't remember, it's 60 or 61. And having now tested multiple blades from them, that steel is holding up exceptionally well. Whatever the OEM over in Taiwan is doing on these is phenomenal work. 90-degree spine. And the best part, I believe they still come in right around $100. So for $100, you're getting a Taco Kydex sheath with ambidextrous belt, all the things. It is just one of the best camp knife designs around. And then add to that all these features, capabilities, and it's just kind of humorous, but also just cool to hear that companies value the input of users like you and me, and then they tweak it. And guys, I can't find anything. I'd be like, there it is. The end, do it. And so if you're looking at this entire list, you're like, I don't know, there's a lot to choose from, and you do a lot of camping, try it out. The X3 Tracker from Off-Grid Knives. A total banger, and I felt like was the right tool to end this entire list and the best fixed blades of the year on. And don't forget that next week we're going to be doing the best pocket knives that I tested out this year, and I'll have that linked up here if it's months or weeks later, so you could go check that out. 2025 has just been an awesome year for knife lovers. Can't wait to see what 2026 brings to the table, so I do invite you to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you can stay up to date every week when I put up new content, breaking down gear and equipment for you guys. Appreciate you so much. I pray that you have a Merry Christmas, that God just totally shows his love to you this year as we wrap it up and as we jump into the new year, that he just shines his love, his grace upon you, and that it's an amazing 2026. So until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.